It's a blessed day to everyone. We are the last reporter, and I am Jenny Colby Orozco, the first reporter of this group. And the topic that we discuss is about the promotion strategies. Promotion is a very important decision to make in communicating with the consumer. Obviously, defining consumer the best way to reach them and what the message should be are the basic component of this marketing mix. Big companies might choose to do a national promotional campaign, especially if the brand is already well known to the consumer. Smaller business with fewer resources might use direct selling until they have a larger budget for advertising. So, promotional communication process. Communication is the process of transmitting data, ideas, information from a source or transmitter to a receiver using a communication channel. All these elements from a communication system. Market communication is the process where two sides try to influence each other using symbols in order to achieve their final objectives. So, we all know kung ano nga ba yung communication. So, ito yung pagpapalit-palitan natin ng message. So, may mga ginagamit tayong process kung paano natin na isagawa yung communication. So, merong um, two symbols or two sides try to influence each other. First is producer objective is to sell the products. So, yun. Yung producer naman or yung mga business, companies, or organization. So, yung pinaka-objectives nila is to sell the products na sa mga consumer. And yung customers naman, objective is satisfy the needs. So, yun. Yung mga customers, bumibili sila ng products from producer para masatisfy yung needs na hinahanap nila. So, kung nakikita niya yung picture, it is a communication process. So, pinakauna dito is transmitter or intended meaning. Second is message encoding, emitted meaning. So, next is message transmission. So, dito na natin makikita yung channel or interference. Next is message decoding, which is received meaning. Next is receiver, understood meaning. And the last is the feedback. So, papaliwanag ko kung ano nga ba or paano nga ba yung process na ito. Yung unang process ng communication is transmitter. So, dito, nag-umpisa yung pakikipag-communicate natin sa customers natin. Dito naman, yung mga business, companies, or organization, nagnanais sila or nagde-decide sila na magbigay or mag-send ng mensahe sa mga consumer or customers natin. So, sa pamamagitan ng tatlong bagay. Yung una is purchase of a product or services. So, pagbibili ng isang produkto or serbisyo. So, yun, mag-i-start yung communication or yung tinatawag nating transmitter sa pagko-communicate sa customers. Syempre, makikipag-communicate or i-desire natin na naisin natin na makipag-communicate sa customer because bentahan natin sila ng produkto or service na meron tayo. Next is positive attitude. Siyempre, once na i-approach natin yung customer natin, maganda na meron tayong positive attitude. Yung maganda yung pakikitungo natin sa customer natin para mas mahikayat sila na bumili sa atin. Plus is image and enhancement. So, dito, dapat maganda yung aura natin or yung unang pagkakakita sa atin ng mga customers or maayos tayo, presentable para gugustuhin nila na bumili sa atin. After ng transmitter is message encoding. This is the intended meaning of the message. Simply, this is the thought the transmitter desired to convey, which is encoded in symbols, text, image, sounds in order that the customers may easily receive it. In the process, the transmitter must consider target market characteristic so that the message must be understood accurately. So, yung message encoding is simple lang siya. So, pagbibigay natin ng message sa may customers natin, pwede siyang symbols, text, image, na may intindihan ng customers natin. Next is the message. So, the message, this is transmitted idea through communication channel to the receiver. On this step, several disturbing factors may exist at the communication channel level, which does not have any relation to the transmitter or receiver. These disturbing factors are called interference or channel noise and are typically a result of the message crossing other promotion message. So, after ng message encoding, um, ito naman is message. So, dito natin may experience yung channels or interferences na kung saan dito nagkakaroon ng pwedeng noise or magkakaroon ng labo or misunderstanding kasi nagkakaroon na nga ng channel. Halimbawa, sa business, so magkakaroon ng channel siya. Halimbawa, hindi magkaintindihan yung nagtitinda, yung businessman and customers because maingay or na-attract sila sa mga ibang business or sa ibang mga product, dun na nagsisimula yung channel. Next is message decoding. Here the message is received. The received meaning might be different from the original sent out meaning because of the channel noise. The understood meaning results from decoding the received message based on the interpretation the receiver has to the symbols the transmitter used to encode the message. So, message decoding. Dito, na-receive na ng customers or ng receiver yung message na kinonvey ng sender. Na kung saan nakadepende sa kanila kung paano nila i-interpret yung message na narinig nila. Kung papakinggan ba nila yung channel or nagkaroon ng misunderstanding because of the channel. So, yun, nakadepende din doon kung ano yung kung ano yung magiging reaction ng receiver sa message na kinonvey ng sender. Next is receiver. This is the part of the target market where the message is centered. It can be person, a group, or an organization. Last is the feedback. So, after ng receiver, dito na naman yung feedback. This is the answering response of the receiver that can be a positive or negative or unresponsive. The intentions of promotional communication is for the public to respond favorably with a clear conclusion, which is purchasing the product and recovering all the expenses involved in the promotional activities. So dito, yung feedback dito na mag sasagot or magre-response yung receiver ng message or yung customers kung nagustuhan ba nila or hindi yung pagkaka-deliver ng message. So, pwede siyang positive, negative, or pwedeng hindi mag-response yung customer. So, nangyayari naman talaga yun. Depende kung paano natin tinransmitter yung message na gusto nating iparating sa may customers or nagkaroon ng misunderstood because of the channel. So, nakadepende pa rin yun. Hindi palaging positive and hindi palaging negative and hindi palaging hindi nagre-response yung customers or receiver. Once na send tayo ng message to them. Depende na lang kung paano natin i-deliver yon yung message na gusto nating iparating sa kanila. So, nakadepende din sa strategy natin, katulad ng sinabi sa transmitter kanina na kung meron tayong positive attitude na matutuwa yung customers or magkakaroon sila ng positive feedback sa atin. So, yun lamang po ang aking report. Kung may katanungan po kayo, pwede nyo na pong itanong sa akin sa once na natapos nyo pong ito panoodin. Maraming salamat po sa panonood and yun lamang po.
Good day, everyone. I'm Christina Fuentes, and I'm the second reporter My topic is about what is promotion strategy. Promotion strategy is a key for positioning your brand on the market, making people aware of the product or services you offer, and how they could benefit by choosing you. So, himahimayin natin yung ibig sabihin ng promotion strategy. When we say positioning your brand on the market, syempre, positioning, when we say positioning kung paano mo ilalagay yung isang brand mo sa isang market, kung paano mo ito ipopromote. Then, making people aware of the product or services you offer. Siyempre, kapag may product or services ka na i-offer sa consumer, you should, customer should know what the product or services, kung ano yung benefit na makukuha nila dito, and kailangan aware sila kung ang product na ito is ligtas ba o kung yung product na i-avail nila is makaka-benefit ba sa kanila and how they could benefit by choosing you. So, yun na nga sinabi ko. Syempre, para i-choose ka ng customer sa product na ang pinopromote mo, syempre dapat malaman nila kung paano sila magkakaroon ng benefit by choosing or by kung paano sila makaka-benefit dun sa product na bibilhin nila sa'yo. Next slide, different elements of the promotional mix. The first one is advertising. When we say advertising, is a paid technique of delivering message about a particular brand of a product or services being promoted to a lot of audience at one time. Siyempre, when we say advertising, ito yung nakikita nating advertise kung paano pinopromote yung isang product. Makikita natin to through television, magazines, newspaper, the internet, direct mail, and radio are the usually used are the usually used media that companies use advertising. However, sa panahon ngayon, mobile devices and social media such as Facebook, vlogs, and Twitter are being utilized also for advertising. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, social media, mobile devices and other social media, ito yung mga latest or trend na ginagamit natin to promote our product. The second one is direct marketing. Direct marketing is a personalized and interactive way of delivering promotional materials to individual consumers. When we say direct marketing, ito yung kakausapin natin o ipopromote natin yung product natin through email, catalogs, internet, email, telephone, and direct response advertising are the various channels being used for the direct marketing. Companies are able to encourage consumers to purchase through individual targeting consumers. Yun nga, syempre, uh, as a company, syempre iisip ka kung paano, hindi lang yung magpo-promote ka ng product through yung makikita ng karamihan. Syempre, mas maganda rin na ipopromote mo yung product mo through one-on-one. Kumbaga, ang isang example nito is call center na tumatawag sila sa mga customer to sell or to persuade customer to buy the product that the company offer. The third one is sales promotion. Sales promotion is a short-term approach often developed to make consumers and prospective customers to purchase quickly, buy in a larger quantities, and or make repeat purchases. Special offers to stimulate immediate sales. Sales promotion, sale. Siyempre kapag ginamit mo 'tong strategy, siyempre maraming consumer ang maaalerto or bibili rin sa product na binebenta mo. Siyempre naka-sale. When we say 'pag sinabi natin or narinig ng every consumer yung word na sale, ibig sabihin mura. Mura siya na madami yung mabibili mo. Kaya yung sales promotion, yun nga yung short-term incentive like discount, coupons, contests, and special offers to stimulate immediate sales. The fourth one is trade promotion. Trade promotion is a marketing technique aimed at increasing demand for products in retail stores. When we say trade promotion, ito yung special incentives to retailers to market particular products and services include additional money, in-store displays, and even prices. When we say trade promotion, trade shows is special incentives are ways to do trade promotions. The fifth one is public relation or or building and maintaining a positive public image through media relations, press releases, events, and community involvement. When we say public relations, ito yung ipapublicize mo, syempre papagandahin mo yung image ng product mo through media relations or press releases or magpapa-press conference ka para i-promote yung product mo or magde-declare ng events yung isang company para dun sa product na pinopromote nila para magkaroon ng community involvement at para mas malaman ng every consumer yung product na pinopromote ng company nyo. The fifth one is professional selling. Is a paid interactive method to marketing that consists of a buyer and seller. Professional setting, no matter what medium is used, building relationship with the buyer is typically something the seller wants. Siyempre, kung mag-build ka ng relationship dun sa consumer mo, siyempre, yung mismong may-ari ng product na yun is mas magugustuhan niya yun. Siyempre, mas mapopromote mo yung product at magkakaroon ka ng when we say professional, syempre professional kang sinesell yung product na pinopromote mo. The last one is sponsorship, refers to the financial support for events, venues, or experience to enhance a company's image and usually generate public relations. If ito yung financial support, para sa event na gaganapin mo to promote your product. These different elements of promotional mix will be discussed more in details in the next reporter. That's all. Thank you.
Hello, so good day everyone. I'm going to discuss about advertising. So, it's sinasabi dito, advertising is a paid promotion with a known sponsor that can get too many people at one time or can be done again and again with many times. So, Sa advertising, kumukuha dito ng ibang tao. Itong taong 'to could be mostly talaga namang sikat. Isa siyang gumagamit siya ng mga artista, sikat na tao, hindi lang artista, puwedeng newscaster or kilalang host. Basta as in kilalang-kilala siya na tao. It could be an influencer or a vlogger, 'yan. Puwede nilang ginagamit 'yun sa advertisement or advertising for what? To promote a product. To promote a product na na puwede mismong ginagamit nila or they're just promoting it because they are this ginagamit nilang tao para mag-promote ng product is binayaran. So, known sponsor. So, yun nga, sponsorize sila. So, kapag sponsorized, yung nag-advertise o nag-promote ng product na yun is binayaran and sponsored siya. So, example ng mga advertising nakikita natin sa TV is itong mga advertisement talaga sa TV, mga commercial. O, di ba? Commonly talaga is paulit-ulit siya. It could be paulit-ulit siya pinapalabas sa TV, pinapalabas sa ads sa social media or sa radyo para paulit-ulit siya, 'di ba? It can be with many people and one time. It can be done again with many times. So, advertising, recorded na siya, i-play na lang siya ng i-play. It could be sa radyo, sa TV, sa television. Advertise, i-promote ang isang product or services na paulit-ulit. So, itong advertising is commonly nga mass media advertising. Itong mass media advertising is nakita sa TV, sa television, sa radyo, or itong advertising ay nakita rin sa billboard, yung malalaking picture ng artista. Sa newspaper, may advertising din sa newspaper. Sa magazine, yung mga minomodel nila, tas meron siyang kasamang product, ayan, advertising yan. With some advertising vehicles, are some of the ways to promote products and services through mass media advertising. Next is, so it states here na detailed advertising ay conducted by advertising expert about the target audience and create advertisement to target their own main points through offering a product or service as the solution. So, yun nga. if you are advertising a product, syempre kung known ka na talaga na tao, yung taong sa likod ng advertisement yan is kumo-consult sila sa advertising experts. So, paano mo nasabing advertising experts sila? Because they formulate and plan kung sinong target audiences ba nila, kung sinong target consumers ba or specific group ng consumers yung tatarget nilang bentahan or i-promote ganitong product. So, commonly talaga, 'di ba, kapag manonood tayo ng advertisement is pinapakita mo na kung anong klaseng problem or situation which can be used a product or services na isa-serve siya as a solution. So, example, 'di ba? Si Luis Manzano, ano ba yung pinopromote niyang product or siya ay ginagamit sa isang advertisement sa Tide. Ang Tide ay sabong panlaba. So, si Luis, may pinakita siya na damit, ganito ganyan. Medyo talagang maduming-maduming damit. Tas nung dumaan yung picture ng Tide, ay sinabing tagline, "Gulat ka 'no?" So, the problem is yung maduming damit. And yung product na solusyon, binigyang naging solusyon is yung Tide. Next, advertisements based from advertising professionals are able to possibly create brand awareness, a public relations type of effect. However, gaining the value in return for money invested in advertisement is really hard to determine. So, di porket nag-advertise ka, tiyak na talagang babalik agad yung yung mga pera talagang value in return sa pinang-invest mo sa advertisement na yun. Hindi talaga natin masasabi na as in babalik siya. So, I want to give an example. Ewan ko lang kung naging ano siya, naging pop talaga. Sumikat or talagang bumalik din yung profit na yung advertisement na ininvest, yung sa Bear Brand. Ang Bear Brand, kilala natin talaga is gatas. Bear Brand, di ba? Gatas talaga. Tapos nagkaroon na siya ng Bear Brand na choco. Pwede pa yun eh, katanggap-tanggap pa yung choco eh. Pero yung strawberry, it seems weird. Mayroon ako friend noon, tapos yung kapatid niya, endorser siya ng Bear Brand na strawberry. Kaso nagkaroon siya ng issue. Hindi rin, siguro, issue, hindi properly na babayaran yung nag-advertise ng product na Bear Brand na strawberry. Yung powder, hindi siya nababayaran na maayos. Kasi bayad pala yun. In every beses na pinapakita or ine-air yung advertisement ng isang basta kilalang tao, gano'n, ginamit mong tao para sa advertisement na yun, bayad pala yun 'pag pinapakita sa TV. Yun yung parang naging issue niya. Siguro hindi naging gano'n ka naging pop or naging sikat, naging effective or as in hindi talaga gano'n tinangkilik, gano'ng product. Kaya siguro nagkaroon ng issue between dun sa sinasabi ko na kakilala ko yung kapatid niya ay nag-advertise or naging promoter ng Bear Brand na strawberry. So, yun, hindi nga tiyak kung babalik talaga ng higit yung pinang-invest mong advertisement. Next is another medium na ginagamit sa advertisement. Noong unang panahon, nung wala pang electronics, commonly sa papel ina-advertise yung mga product. Anong papel? It could be sa newspaper and magazine. Lahat naman talaga tayo nakakita talaga ng newspaper and magazine. Newspaper, commonly siya, product, parang nakikita din siya sa billboard na nilagay din sa newspaper. Tsaka sa magazine. Sa magazine kasi parang commonly is nakikita ko yung mga ina-endorse na product ng mga artista. Naka-model sila. It could be a brand ng pabango, brand ng damit or designer na kagamitan. Yan. Sa magazine yun tsaka sa newspaper. Ganon din sa television. Nung pumasok na yung electronic era na din, ine-ere na din through television and radio yung advertisement. Ngayon, sa television, paulit-ulit siya, di ba? Paulit-ulit siya, pinapakita at sinoshow sa TV. Kapag parang may technique silang ginagamit, which kapag mas nakikita at palagi mo rin siyang naririnig, yung is gano'ng advertisement tatatak sa utak mo. At tayo mismo yung customers na tina-target, na nakanood, na nakapakinig ng advertisement na yan, para pumasok sa ating utak na possibly maging curious tayo, pwede tayong bumili. 'Di ba? Next, pumasok yung social media era or digital era. So, commonly, dati talaga naalala pa yung mga panahon noon na yung YouTube walang ads. Naalala niyo yun, guys? Yung YouTube walang advertisement, walang interruption. Kaya noon, gusto namin manood ng video sa YouTube. Pero ngayon, naging uso na yung YouTube at marami na nagbablog. Yung mga vloggers, doon kumikita sa commercial or sa ads na nagsishow between sa buong video, sa entire video ng isang vlogger. Yun, pati sa Facebook, nakakaano na din, meron na ding advertisement, di ba? So, nagiging widespread na din yung medium na ginagamit for advertising. Next is, um, in order to get attention, advertisers doing a lot of strategies for television commercials such as jingle, use of head-turn celebrities, or feature people who perform the most impressive physical feats. So ayun nga, yung advertisement gumagawa sila iba't ibang pakulo sa television, or kaya sa radyo, o kaya sa social media. Pansin ko nga these days, pa-weird ng pa-weird at pa-OA ng pa-OA yung mga advertisement na napapanood at naririnig natin. Lalong-lalo na sa social media. Yung unang weird na napanood ko sigurong advertisement is yung sa sardinas. Sumunod yung sa RC, yung natatanggal yung ulo. Tsaka yung ginagawang gamot yung RCU ngayon, yung walong himala daw. Isa pa mga weird na napapanood ko na advertisement unad sa TV is yung Old Spice. O di ba? Naalala ko tuloy yung discussion yung about dyan sa parang confused na strategy ng advertising. It takes years para magets mo yung pinaka-message, 'di ba? Pa-weird ng pa-weird, kanya-kanyang pangkulo lang 'to. Advertising sa TV, sa radyo, at saka sa social media. O with these different mediums. Next, vehicle is a specific means within a medium to reach a selected target market. And, ayun, balik tayo. Vehicle, hindi ito yung vehicle na sasakyan ha. Vehicle is a term in advertisement which means specific medium siya na ginagamit para mag-target ng specific na market. So, vehicle, kuwari ang pinaka-target ng, kuwari example natin is Facebook. Ano ba yung Facebook? It's a medium, could be if possible medium for advertising. So, if Facebook, lots of users of Facebook is kabataan, youth. So, ano ba yung target ng product o yung tina-target na pwedeng pag-endorse, pag-advertisein ng product is kabataan din mismo. So, kunwari, um, example ng mga product na pwedeng gawing example is pabango. O kunwari pabango, lalo na ako TikTok shop. So, ang target ng TikTok shop na is makabataan. Kaya ma-feeling young at heart. So, yung vehicle na yon kasama na yung medium doon, which is the social media or the TikTok, and yung target market nun is yung mga kabataan. Yun yung tinatawag na vehicle. So, specific means within a medium to reach a selected target market. Next is Direct marketing. So, direct marketing is a promotional activity which includes an offer and call to actions to a selected group of consumers. So, direct marketing, literal na direct marketing. Direct. So, ibig sabihin, merong interaction between the consumers at yung mismo nagpo-promote or ini-endorse ng product. So, direct marketing, hindi na siya gumagamit ng ng sikat na tao. Hindi siya gumagamit sikat na tao. Ito sa direct marketing, may ginagamit na siyang medium para magkaroon ng interaction between nung consumer tsaka nung nag-endorse. It could be face-to-face siya na direct marketing or online. Pero commonly ngayon, online na yung direct. Ganitong klaseng direct marketing. Siguro noon, common pa din hanggang ngayon itong direct marketing na face-to-face. So, the response to cold win forms such as catalog, snail email, telemarketing, or point of sale. Some companies buy list of names and addresses for this purpose. Others on the other hand create their list. So, I have the proceed tayo sa next topic. I have this experience na din of direct marketing. So, unahin natin tong catalog. So, catalog sa libro 'to, eh. Nakikita ko 'to dati. May nakita akong libro, hiniram ko dati sa library. Libro and magazine. Meron siyang catalog. Para ba nasabing catalog siya? May isang page doon na medyo matigas. Ang tigas niya. Weird siya sa lahat ng page. Itong catalog common. Example ko yung magazine na, magazine. May nakita akong magazine na paper siya, gloss paper. Tapos may isang page doon na matigas. Sabi ko, ano tong weird na matigas? Pero pagtingin ko doon, nakatiklop siya. Meron siyang naka-advertise na isang restaurant or pabango. Ayan, example ko is yung restaurant. So, service to. They are marketing. Advertising a product through catalog. Direct marketing. Kung kinuksan ko yung matigas na page na yun, para siyang folder, tigas. May nakalagay doon na, printed to ha, printed, na if puwedeng tawagan na number, address, at saka puwedeng fill up-an na form mula sa catalog na yun. Minsan nga yung catalog na yun na printed is ano siya, eh, puwede siyang punitin. Oo, may mga discount-discount. Yung example nun sa catalog. So, sa catalog, consumers and business customers choose and order products from a printed or online. So, yung example ko kanina catalog sa magazine na medyo matigas na papel, pwede sila mag-order dun. Oo, pwede sila mag-order dun. Naka-provide na yung number, naka-provide na yung form, naka-provide na yung product, at saka naka-provide pa kung ano included sa product na yun or sa services na yun. Example, sa restaurant, di ba? Catalog yun. Pero mayroon ding sinasabi ditong online catalog. So, ano tong sinasabi nilang online catalog? May nakita akong, napadaan lang ako sa isang website. Parang naging ad siya. Padaan lang siya sa website na nag-fill up ako ng isang form. Hindi ko alam, pinagre-require lang siya, I accept, I decline. Accidentally ko siya napindot. And nakatanggap ako ng by email din siya, pero online catalog pa din 'yan. Naka-provide doon yung gano'n din yung purpose, yung naging layout niya. Meron siyang form, ano na 'to, online na 'to ha. Ibig sabihin online na pinipindot mo through computer, cellphone, so whatever. May naka-provide na yung form, naka-provide na yung product and services, may contact number, ganito, ganyan. Add siya na catalog. Naka-provide na din doon. So, printed catalog contain a number of, ano ba to? Tagal mo, wala na araw. A number of order forms that consumers may accomplish in return by free business reply email. So, ayun nga. Example natin kanina sa magazine. May number na nga, mayroon number na doong naka-provide, tsaka product. Tapos meron ng form doon sa matigas na catalog galing magazine. Pwede ko siyang isend through mail. Yung mismong papel na envelope, isend ko sa postal office. Ganun yung catalog noong unang panahon, di pa uso yung internet. Pero ngayong internet, 'Pag nakita mo yung ads na yun or catalog na yun, puwede kang mag-sign up dun ta's makaka-receive ka rin ng mail, makaka-receive ka ng order, makaka-receive ka ng reservation. Yun yung sa catalog. Next is snail mail or direct mail marketing. So, ito ang weird nito, ang dami ko nitong natatanggap. Hindi ko alam kung paano at bakit nila ako nase-sendan ng ganitong advertisement. Ang dami ko nakikitang ganito sa Gmail ko. Nagtataka ako sa kung saan galing yung mga ganitong advertisement. Hindi ko naman naalala na nag-fill up ako ng ganitong form, 'di ba? Snail mail. So, siguro galing itong mga ads na 'to, advertisement pa rin 'to, online nga lang. Paano mo nasabing advertisement tsaka online siya? 'Pag nagbukas ako ng Gmail, may nakikita akong mga advertisement dun, ano siya, nagme-message siya sa'kin. Sabi niya, um, "Purchase a ganito, ganyan, 50% off." Tapos, random siya, naka-random siguro siya nase-send sa'kin. Literal na direct nag-e-email sa'kin. Oo, online 'to. Pero siguro nung mga panahon na wala pang internet, literal na makaka-receive ka ng ganitong mail or liham or postal mail na nasa box. Tas sinisingit lang nila basta maka-receive. Yung random lang sila mag-a-advertise gamit yung papel or mismong email, okey? Sa snail mail kasi or direct mail marketing, sa snail mail tinatawag siyang snail mail. Bakit snail mail? Kasi ano ba yung snail? Pasulpot-sulpot lang siya kung kahit saan, 'di ba? 'Di mo alam saan galing kaya nanggaling yung word dun na snail. Okey, snail mail advantageous siya kasi oo, aaminin ko, ito mga snail mail advertisement na 'to hindi siya nalalagay sa spam ko sa Gmail. Literal na napupunta 'tong mga snail mail sa inbox ko sa Gmail. Nag-a-advertise siya, okey? Snail mail, matipid 'tong snail mails na 'to, matipid para sa mga taong nag-a-advertise, nagbabayad kasi sila ng ano, eh, ng paano sila mag-a-advertise, eh, siyempre website 'to. Lahat naman ng advertisement may bayad, eh. Sa snail mail na online, nakakatipid siya kasi kahit saan-saan na lang nila ise-send, bibili sila ng ganitong dami ng email, dun nila ise-send, randomly ise-send yung mga pino-promote nilang products or services, oo. Then direct mail marketing, next slide. Okay. So direct mail or email marketing, siguro ganito siya, eh, a design for email-based campaigns in which individual advertisement are sent to a target list of recipients. More sensible way to send eye-catching, specialized, and convincing ads to similar group of recipients consists of mechanism that offers sender with comment of the effectiveness of the campaign. So, itong direct email marketing, nare-receive mo siya. Oo. Kaya may nakalagay dun sa ano, sa ilalim ng mare-receive mong email, Gmail na unsubscribe tsaka subscribe. Example ng email marketing for me is yung Spotify. Paulit-ulit siya nagpa-pop up sa'kin hangga't hindi ako nagpa-purchase ng premium nila. Ito yun. Why nasendan ka ng Spotify ng gano'ng advertisement? Because you are utilizing Spotify kahit free lang. Once na gumamit ka ng website nila tapos sinign-in mo yung email mo, automatic makaka-receive ka na ng ganitong advertising, na ganitong direct email marketing. Lalo na kung yung si Spotify bayad ta's gumagamit ka lang ng free. Yes, you will receive this example of direct email marketing. Oh, magbigay pa kayo ng social media or website na may bayad, ta's sinign-in niyo yung ano ninyo, Gmail or email ninyo, ta's gumamit lang kayo ng free version ng website nila, makaka-receive ka ng ganito. Oo, magpa-pop up sila, magpa-pop up. hangga't hindi ka nakaka-purchase ng premium nila or pro. Okay, next is telemarketing. Telemarketing, system of telemarketing entails a succession of a minimum or two calls beginning from the first call, which engages in identifying in consumers need. Ito example ng telemarketing na nangyari na na-experience ko sa social media is may naklik akong isang ads. Sa curiosity ko, isa pala siyang Facebook page na ads. Tapos, hindi na siya tumitigil na mag-chat sa messenger ko. Sinasabi, "Ma'am, o-order ka po ba ng products na 'to?" Later on or kinabukasan nag-chat ulit, "Ma'am, napakasikat na product na po ito, magkakaubusan na po tayo ng ganitong slot or ganitong product, maraming tumatangkilik." Yes, it is considered as telemarketing, but in this current social media age. Sa telemarketing, 'di ba sinabi, system of telemarketing, succession of minimum two calls beginning the first call engages the consumer's need. So, sinasabi kong curiosity ko, or baka need ko yung ganitong ads na napindot ko sa Facebook, tas message na ng message sa'kin, eto yung telemarketing. Literal na may interaction siya, kino-communicate niya between the clicker or consumer na naano nag-aano ng product na yun, tapos send ng send yung nag-a-advertise, telemarketing. Pero sa noon siguro the example of this telemarketing is yung mga nagte-text. Iba pa yung sa natatanggap nating text na scam ha, iba pa yun. Okay, oo. Sa ibang bansa, may natatanggap na ganitong klase ng telemarketing. Yung nagte-text-text, nagtatawag-tawag, "Ma'am, we are endorsing ganitong product, ganito, ganyan. Bibili ba kayo or pwede po kami sana bumili, ganito, ganyan." Example ng telemarketing yun sa ibang bansa. Pero ngayon yung nangyayari kasi sa Pilipinas, nagte-text pero pag pindot mo sa link is scam. Yun yung iniiwasan natin. Okay? So, wag basta-basta mag-ipindot ng link. So, here's my topic for advertising. And again, I am Vanessa May Manuel. Thank you very much for listening.
Good day everyone. My name is Renzo Miguel M. Lucis. My topic is all about sales promotion and trade promotion. Sales promotion is a marketing strategy in which a business uses a temporary campaign or offer to increase interest or demand in its product or service. Increase sales. Incentives are a classic way to increase demand for your product. It doesn't have to be complicated. Give people incentives to buy, like discounts or deals, and they will buy more. Sales promotion then are primarily used to boost sales, whether the goal is increase sales figures for your entire company or achieving a target for a certain product line. Build loyalty. Consumer sales promotion can also encourage loyal customers to come back and buy from you again and again. Customers sometimes need a little push to rekindle their relationship with your brand. A crowded market coffee, for example, will provide them with plenty of choices. However, you might be able to convince a customer to buy this week's bag of beans from your instead of a competitors if you run a promotion. Giveaways are when you offer a prize in return for participation in publicity events. This covers everything from sweepstakes to raffles, lotteries, and contests. So you have to be mindful what's legal in your area. You can give away anything from free items to branded merchandise or something else. They're a great way to generate excitement and create a buzz around your product. Free shipping for e-commerce and mail order brands that usually charge for it free shipping can be a attractive offer. You could offer it for every new order to entice new customers, or you could offer it for every order above a certain value. There will be some calculation to make when deciding what's financial visible. Charitable donation, including a charitable donation which each order can be a mutually beneficial agreement. Customers feel good about helping a worthy cause. The charity benefits from increased income, and you benefit from allying yourself with a good cause. Sales promotion strategies: push strategies, pull strategy, hybrid strategy. There are three main strategies for running sales promotion. The first is push strategy. A push strategy involves pushing your product toward your customers. It will be placed in a prominent location that gets the attention of your customers. For example, at a point of purchase, when your product is immediately available in a situation of need, your customer is more likely to purchase it. Push strategies often involve impulsive decision. Consider the snacks on display at the grocery store. The products are pushed in front of customer at the checkout stand where they are most likely to buy. The second is pull strategy. Pull strategies involve making your customers want to buy your product. Thus, they involve constructing an advertising campaign, giving away freebies, and offering seasonal discounts to make your brand more visible. Once customers believe that your product is the one for them, they will choose it over those of your competitors. As promotions you run will create demand for your products, you don't have to appeal to impulse buying. The third is hybrid strategy. A hybrid strategy combines push and pull tactics. By using both, you can reach customers at each stage of the marketing funnel. Sales promotion ideas: free samples, referral bonuses, social media giveaways, cashbacks promotions, loyalty reward points, seasonal promotions. Promotions can take many forms, providing endless opportunities for creativity. Being creative and catering to the needs of your target audience without going over budget is the key. Trade promotion is a marketing activity that B2B companies engage in to attract more customers. These activities can include promotional discounts, financial rebates, and competitions. Typically, product brands, retailers use this marketing approach to create partnership with businesses. Five types of trade promotion. First is physical displays. Businesses can provide engaging physical displays to brick and mortar retail stores to help attract attention to certain products. This can be useful in large retailers where consumers have a wide selections to choose from. With the right placement and visual elements, physical displays may help increase both your profits and the store's profits. Second is pricing discount. You can use pricing discounts promotions to market your items to other businesses. This is a way to encourage them to sell your products in these stores. Sometimes these businesses may offer the same discount to their customers. In both scenarios, being able to purchase stores product at lower prices may entice them to become repeat customers. The third is bulk purchasing. Bulk purchasing is a trade promotion that wholesalers commonly use with the products they sell. For example, if your company sell office supplies, you may choose to sell in bulk to retailers or other business office rather than selling to individual consumer directly. With bulk promotion, the purchasing costs per unit are usually lower for your customers. This encourages them to buy in greater quantities. The fourth is financial rebates. Financial rebates are agreements where purchasers can earn some of their payment back. You can offer these trade promotions to the businesses that purchase from you. They usually include specific conditions that you customers must follow before the rebate is valid. For example, a purchaser may not be eligible for a rebate until they buy a specified amount of products. These financial rebates criteria can vary depending on what your company decides is the best to offer. The fifth is sales competitions. Sales competitions, also known as marketing contests, are a useful way for B2B companies to reward their customers for accomplishing a predetermined task. For example, when promoting a sales competition among your customers, you might offer specific prices such as free or discounted products. These rewards may motivate your customers to purchase more products. It also encourages them to take part in a friendly competition to win what your company is giving away.
Good day everyone, my name is Padre James Paraiso and I'm the fifth reporter of this group. So today we're going to tackle about public relations in relation to marketing management. Public relations is a set of marketing and communication methods that helps an organization build, manage, and maintain relationship with its publics. So meaning it is the practice of implementing communications plans to inform various audiences like employees, shareholders, customers, communities, and business partners about an organization's activities and products. It may also be referred to as a corporate communication or internal communication. Public relation is different from advertising by focusing primarily on building mutually beneficial relationships between organization and their publics rather than selling a product. Public relations is the idea of getting others to know, like, and trust you. And how does public relations work? Meron akong na-search na dalawang way or step. So, first is publicize your business. When you're ready to start a public relation campaign, you'll need to create a newsworthy angle that has the potential or being picked up by a major outlet. If you're starting with a new product or service, this will be easier than if you're launching something like a new product or restaurant in an area where it's saturated with competitors. The best way to start is by setting up interviews with local papers around the town and blogs that have audiences interested in what you have to offer. Second is to put together a media listing. One of the most important things you'll want to create is a media listing. A media listing is a list of all publications in your area that might be interested in covering your story. Before you start your contacting media outlets, be sure to research each one and make sure they relevant to what you plan on promoting. Sabihin na natin na you're launching a new product or business. The first step would be to create your press release. This is something you'd submit to online publications, news outlets, and bloggers in your target market so they can share your story with their readers or viewers. So yun nga, isa sa mga example ng ways ng public relations is paano tayo kumonekta sa mga tao or sa public. Next is meron tayong 7 types of public relations. So dito, meron silang iba't ibang purpose and area kung saan sila mag-focus. So first is media relations. Is the emphasis of forging a strong relationship with public media organizations. So, sa madaling salita, ito yung mga news and other media outlets. A media relations team often works directly with external media by directly delivering them company news, providing validated content, sources, and being accessible for public comment on other news stories. Second is production relations. Is closely related to the direct operation of a company. This department supports broad marketing plans and is often related to specific one-time endeavors such as the launch of a new product, a special campaign, or management of a major product change. Third is investor relations. From the word investor, it is the oversight of the relationship between the company and investors. This aspect of public relations handle investors' events, oversees the communication of the release of financial reports, and handle the complaints of investors. Fourth is internal relations. Is the public relations branch between a company and its employees. Ito naman yung pag-build natin ng maayos na relationships between workers and company. Internal relations pertain to counseling employees, ensuring all workers are satisfied with their working conditions, and mediating issues internally to avoid public disclosure or of dissatisfaction. Fifth is government relation. Is the connection between a company and related government bodies. Ito naman yung pakikipag-ugnayan or pagkakaroon ng magandang relasyon ng company sa gobyerno and iba pang politiko. Some public relations department want to forge a strong relationship to provide feedback to politicians, sway decision makers to act in a specific ways, and ensure fair treatment of the company's clients. 6 is community relations. Is a public relation focused on brand and reputation within a specific community. So dito nakafocus lang yung company sa isang komunidad. It's either a physical like cities or non-physical gaya ng mga LGBT community, ganun. This branch of public relation keys in on the social niche of the community to align itself with its members. And last is the customer relation. Is the bridge that connect the company and its customers, which is gamit na gamit to sa larangan ng business and marketing. Public relations is often involves handling key relationships, conducting market research, understanding the priorities of its customers, and addressing major concerns. Next naman is public relations versus marketing. So dito aalamin natin yung pagkakaiba ng public relation and marketing. Marketing is sometimes more squarely focused on driving sales, promoting products or services, and ensuring financial success. So yun nga, nakafocus lang yung product and services kung paano ito ibebenta sa market or sa mga customer. While public relation naman, it is sometimes focused on managing the reputation of company or brand. So yun nga, kaya may public relation kasi kailangan natin pagandahin yung reputation or image ng company sa mga tao. Dahil dito, mas nakikilala pa yung company if maganda yung pakikitungo nito sa mga tao or sa public. So nagkaka-connect sila kasi if maganda yung image or reputation ng company sa mga tao, pag minamarket nila yung products or services nila, mas madali itong makumbinse. Yun nga dahil din sa loyalty and trust ng customer sa company. And naisip din nila ng customer na customer-centered yung company if may public relation yung isang company. That's all. I hope may natutunan kayo sa topic na ito. Thank you. Next reporter po.
Good day everyone, my name is Jovin Arlan and I'm the next reporter. Then my topic is personal selling. Personal selling is also known as face-to-face selling technique by which a salesperson uses his interpersonal skills to convince a customer in buying or just even trying a particular product in an attempt to make a sale. Yung personal selling or pagbebenta daw ay isang paraan kung saan ginagamit ng salesperson kung paano siya makakapangikayat or paano niya makakonvince yung mga customer na bumili ng produkto nito. Then, meron naman tayo dito 4 types of personal selling. One is retail selling. Yung retail selling, ito yung process ng pagbebenta ng mga produkto o services sa mga individual or consumer sa pamamagitan ng tindahan or mga outlet. Ang retail ay isinasagawa tulad ng shopping mall, online store at iba pang retail establishment. Next is yung business to business sellings. Business to business sellings, pagbebenta mula sa negosyo patungo sa iba pang negosyo. Isa sa process sa paglilipat ng mga product and services. Karaniwan to na nangyayari sa mga industry tulad ng manufacturing, sa supply chain at professional services. Sa business to business selling, ang mga company ay nagbebenta ng kanilang mga product or services sa mga company upang mapunan ang need ng mga consumer. Next yung naman is yung trade selling. Ang trade selling, ito naman yung uri ng transaction kung saan ang mga company ay nagbebenta ng mga product or services sa ibang negosyo sa pamamagitan ng mga distributor, wholesaler o mga company na nag-aalok ng product or services sa mga businesses. Last naman is yung direct to consumer. Yung direct to consumer ay isang way ng pagbebenta kung saan yung mga company ay nagbebenta ng mga product or services na direct sa individual or mamimili sa halip na dumaan ito sa middleman o mga traditional na tindahan. Ang company ay nagtayo ng kanilang mga product services sa way ng online platform, mga mobile apps o sa sariling mga tindahan. Thank you for listening, and the next report is
Hello, good evening. My name is Gerald Ronda, and the topic that assigned to me is social media. So, social media are not only well liked by people from all walks of life to keep in touch with brands, but also companies to promote their brands. Particularly with Facebook, a lot of people follow companies and brands on social media, whereas LinkedIn, on the other hand, procedures more job referrals. So social communities are channels that focus on social interactions between individuals and groups and other activities undertaken by community of people like collaboration and sharing information. And also this includes social networking sites, forums, wikis, and message boards. A few major examples are Twitter provide links to blog stories, journals, articles, and news items. So for example, Twitter, ginagamit to platform na to share a story, like a message or endorsing the like a specific product. And the next one is Facebook. Facebook communicates with brands through message, which could be private or public, or using a chat feature allows user to create and join interest groups. That like functionality allow user to give positive feedback on preferred content. So for the Facebook, we also have a more or a lot of benefits when it comes to Facebook. Yeah, we also use Facebook to communicate someone or like our family. And for the next one is LinkedIn or LinkedIn. It is used for a job search and recruitment, helps to get in touch with past colleagues and potential clients and expand professional network. If you know a job Yoda like a BPO industry, yeah, it is like a LinkedIn, which is you if you search the work, or if you say search job, or you want to find a job, search job Yoda, you can search it, and it will show the other jobs that you need or you want. And for the fourth one is Google Plus. The Hanggu application allows user to video chat, can upload and organize photos using Google Photos, Google App available for smartphone. Yeah, we have Pong, and also we have icon that Google Photos. which is actually stored in one icon, which is if you click that one, that will be showed out, then more pictures will be showed. And for the next one is publishing. Social publishing deals with the distribution of content or information about a certain topic to the audience. Number one or letter A is a blogs. Websites with content that is updated regularly. So the blogs like including the news, yeah, and also like the important happen in a specific country, yeah. You will be updated for that news if you like the websites. For the second one is YouTube media sharing sites with searchable content featuring videos. Yeah, we all know that YouTube, if you want to search some videos, yeah, it will be showed up like anime or news or fairy tale. And for the third one is Flickr used to post photos. I don't familiar for this one, but Flickr is like a Facebook. Yeah, you can post it. A lot of pictures, you can post it. And for the fourth one, iTunes site to listen or download music, like Spotify, the best example. But it will you need to pay before you listen the music. Number three, social entertainment. Offers opportunities for games and leisure. It companies or compromise or social media channels used for playing joints such as Farmville, entertainment networks, and action games, special games. So for the third one, like it entertaining. Like letter A is MySpace, original found as venue, aspiring musician, and bonds to share music. Yeah. Like for the third one, if you want listen the band or any kind of music, you can go to MySpace. And for the second one is Come to Play offers casual games among mainstream web users and encourage user to buy locking via PayPal. So this for letter B, it is also listening the music, but you need to pay for using a PayPal credit cards. And also letter C, non-Steam provides the best games out there for free. Like so for this one, like if you go to Play Store and click or search for offline games, yeah, that will be free games, which also a lot of people access. And for the letter D, Windows Live, the umbrella brands for several online service and desktop application from Microsoft such as email, instant messaging, photo sharing, blogging, and parental controls software. Number four, social commerce. The social commerce zone is specifically for intent buying and selling of goods and services between individuals and groups. It offers a way for interactive shopping such as reviews, ratings, and social shopping websites like a Shopee or Lazada. Facebook, where user can post, comment, share, and photographer and post links to news or other interesting content on the web. Live and watch short form videos. B is TripAdvisor, and restaurant website company that shows hotel and restaurant reviews like Travel Blog. While companies more of their promotion badge to social media, they are also creating a lot of buzz or talk without expenses. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the next reporter. My report is all about your retirement planning decision. So, asset location in retirement planning involves understanding your risk tolerance, setting goals, balancing time frame, and managing investments. It includes a mix of stocks, bonds, and cash equivalents, regular reviews, and analysis of inflation and taxes. Through regular adjustments of investments, you can achieve a financially secure retirement. Assess your risk tolerance. Assessing risk tolerance is crucial for asset allocation, with younger individuals taking more risk and those closer to retirement preferring a conservative approach. So, assessing your risk tolerance before investing, considering your comfort with market fluctuation and potential loss. Ang mga mas batang individual na may mas mahahabang panahon bago mag-retire ay maaaring mag-take ng mas maraming risk, habang ang mga malapit na mag-retire ay maaaring mas gustong protektahan ang kanilang ipon. Next is define your investment goals. Outline your retirement goals, including lifestyle and financial resources, to determine the required return rate and asset allocation strategy. So, sa define your investment goals, think about what you want your retirement to look like, including the lifestyle you dream of and how much money you need to make it happen. Knowing your goals will help you figure out how much profit you need from investments. This information will guide you in deciding how to spread your money across different types of investments like stocks, bonds, and cars to reach your goals. Consider time horizon. Time horizon or retirement age influences asset allocation. Longer horizons allow for aggressive equities, while shorter horizons require conservative capital preservation. So the number of years until retirement is crucial in deciding how to divide your investments. So if you have a long time until retirement, you can afford to take more risks with a high portion in stocks, which can lead to higher returns over time. However, if retirement is nearing, it's safer to be more conservative to protect your savings from any sudden market drops. Next is diversify your portfolio. Diversification is crucial for minimizing risk and maximizing returns by distributing investments across various asset classes, industries, and regions, thereby smoothing out fluctuation and enhancing long-term performance. Ang diversification ay ang pamamahagi ng mga investment sa iba't ibang uri ng assets, industry at mga lugar sa mundo upang mabawasan ang panganib at mapabuti ang long-term performance. Ang strategy ito ay tumutulong sa pagbalance sa mga pagkalugi sa mga industry or region na nahihirapan na nagbibigay ng isang maayos na diversified portfolio. Next is rebalance regularly. Maintain your desired asset allocations by regularly reviewing and rebalancing your portfolio, selling overperforming assets, and buying underperforming ones to align with your original allocations. So, regularly reviewing and adjusting your investment portfolio, kilalang bilang rebalancing, ay tumutulong sa pagpananatili ng alignment sa iyong mga layunin. Ang prosesong ito ay kinasasangkutan ng pagbenta ng mga asset na may magandang performance at pagbili ng mga underperformers na nagtitiyak na ang iyong portfolio ay bumabalik sa original na target allocation. Next is adjust as you approach retirement. As retirement approaches, consider a more conservative asset allocation, reducing equities exposure and increasing fixed income securities and cash equivalent to protect your wealth and preserve capital. As retirement approaches, consider shifting to a more conservative asset allocation, investing more in safer options like bond or cash equivalents to protect your saved money and ensure a secure retirement. Lastly is seek professional advice. Consult a financial advisor for asset allocation and retirement planning, assessing financial situation, setting realistic goals, and developing customized strategies. So, to manage investment and plan for retirement, consult with professional financial advisors. They can assist in setting realistic re- retirement goals and creating a personalized plan. Asset allocation is a crucial considering risk tolerance, investment goals, retirement time, and principle of diversifications. Regular portfolio reviews and consultation with a financial advisor provide informed decision about your financial future. That's all. Thank you. Next is consumers' preference for various media. Consumers' preference for media include television, digital streaming services, social media, online news websites, podcast, and print media. These preferences are influenced by personal taste, demographics, convenience, content quality, and individual habits. Understanding these preferences help businesses tailor advertising strategies and reach their target audience effectively. By identifying media channels that align with this preference, businesses can deliver meaningful message and engage with consumers. So in a way that resonates with them. For example, some people may prefer watching television for their entertainment needs, while others are preferring streaming services like Netflix or listening to podcasts. Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram are popular for staying connected and getting news updates. Online news websites and print media cater to those who prefer reading articles and staying informed through traditional mediums. Understanding consumers' preference for media, adhering to regulations, and having competitors in the industry are all important factors for businesses to effectively reach and engage with their target audience. By aligning their advertising strategy with consumers' preference and complying with regulations, businesses can provide value to consumers and create a positive impact in the media landscape. Lastly is regulation and competitors' availability to media. Media industry regulations are rules and guidelines set by governing bodies to ensure fairness, accountability, and adherence to standards in areas like content ownership, licensing, advertising, and distribution. They protect public interest, promote diversity, prevent monopolies, and maintain ethical practices. Competition in media industry foster innovation, quality content, and lower prices while ensuring fair market competition and driving industry growth. Regulatory authorities monitor and address anti-competitive practices to maintain a healthy competitive environment. Media industry regulations are like rules that make sure everything is fair and follow certain standards. They cover things like what can be shown or said in the media, who can own media companies, how they get licensed to operate, how ads are done, and how content is distributed. These rules are there to protect people's interests, make sure there are different voices and choices in the media, and stop a few companies from having too much control. Competition is also important in the media industry because it brings new ideas, better quality, and lower prices for consumers. The government keeps an eye on competition to make sure it's fair and everyone has a chance to succeed. Overall, regulations and competition work together to make the media industry better for everyone. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. My name is John Jerwin Santa Isabel and the last reporter of Group 10. My topic is about integrated marketing communication. Integrated marketing communication is a very simple concept which guarantees that all forms of communication and message are continuously connected so that they work together in harmony. Sample nito yung mga social media na nagagamit natin in daily lives. Here are the elements of an integrated marketing campaign. We have 8 topics that I represent today. Number 1, print marketing. Number 2, banner ads. Number 3, landing page. Number 4, email marketing. Number 5, social media. Number 6, organic search engine marketing. Number 7, paid search engine marketing. And lastly, direct mail marketing. First, print marketing. Print is an important component of an integrated marketing campaign even these days of digital age. Sample nito yung mga brochure, mga brochure na pwede nating makuha sa mga isang shop o sales lady na nag-aabot-abot minsan sa mall, or example na to ay Avon, mga ganon. Second one, banner ads. Banner ads, if a company is looking for an exposure, banner ads will be useful. Banner ads build awareness of one's brand and help to make possible inquiries by potential customers. Sample nito yung pag nag-search tayo sa Google o any website na napupuntahan natin na may lumalabas na biglang ads. Halimbawa, nag-download tayo ng isang online games na lumalabas na ads. Ito yung mga sample nito. Number 3, landing page. When an ad has been clicked, the company must be certain that the targeted market receives the right message. Example nito, pumunta ka sa isang website, may lalabas agad na pinaka-details or inquiries na pwede ka mag-fill up o mag-sign in sa pinaka-website nila. Number 4, email marketing. Email marketing allows a company to continually stay connected with customers and keep them updated on the newest deals. Sample nito, yung dati kong tinagtatrabuhan is Jollibee. Pag meron tayong gustong i-feedback sa pinaka-serving ng isang Jollibee or parang paano sila makitungo sa kanilang customer, meron sa resibo na pwede kang mag-send ng email at malalaman ng mga Jollibee ang kanilang feedback ng customer. Social media, it easy to get social media wrong based on several examples in the news when companies have omitted mistakes. Ayan nga. Sample nito yung Lazada na nasa picture. Meron dito nakalagay na feedback or pwede silang mag-comment yung mga customer or star rating na pwede silang mag-rate kung ano ba yung kalagayan na dumating yung pinaka package na order nila o yung pinaka-product. Kung okay ba o may problema sa product. Number 6, organic search engine marketing. Search engine are positioned by on how relevant page are to specific search words and phrase. Organic search engine is the practice of using the SEO strategies to increase your website traffic and improve your site's presence in non-paid search engine results. Number 7, paid search engine marketing. If organic SEO is not possible to go way up, a company can always buy its way to the top. Sample nito is Canva na pwede nating magamit dahil bayad na ito o may mga times na pag gusto natin gumamit ng ibang template, mas mapapaganda natin yung reporting natin or presentation natin. Kailangan natin magbayad. Other example na ito, yung Spotify. Kung gusto mo maging premium yung account mo, need mo makapagbayad para makakuha ka ng maraming songs na gusto mo. Lastly, number 8, direct mail marketing. Direct marketing is a vital and still brings giant result. It helps put up brand perception by taking the time and efforts to mail something. Example nito yung mga ginagawa natin noon at pwede rin sa ngayon. Meron tayong sa labas ng gate natin, meron tayong nalagay na mailbox kung saan pwedeng ilagay yung letter na padala from other province or na country na ilalagay ng isang messenger sa isang mailbox. And that's all. Thank you.